She wasn't supposed to be there. She walked in only to cover for her sister, ready to leave at the first excuse. But the man across the table, a powerful single-dad CEO, looked her in the eyes and said, "You're not leaving." What happens when a mix-up at a blind date leads to the wrong sister sitting across from one of the most powerful men in the city? And not just any man, but a single dad with a little girl who instantly connects with her. This is a story about mistakes, family pride, and how fate sometimes works in ways we don't expect. Stay with me because this is not your average love story. It started with one phone call. The older sister had been set up on a blind date by a family friend. The man, a wealthy CEO. He was known for his sharp mind, calm confidence, and for being a devoted single dad after losing his wife years ago. But on the day of the date, the sister who was supposed to go refused. Maybe it was nerves. Maybe she wasn't interested. So, she asked her younger sister to go in her place. The younger sister argued, "Why me? He's not expecting me. I'll look like a fool." But in the end, family pressure won. She dressed simply, grabbed her coat, and walked into the cafe. The plan was to explain the mistake, make an apology, and leave before things got complicated. When she stepped inside, she spotted him immediately. He sat tall, wearing a tailored vest over his shirt. The kind of man who looked like he carried the weight of entire companies on his shoulders. And next to him, his little daughter was coloring on napkins, smiling at everything around her. The younger sister froze. She didn't belong there. She wasn't glamorous, she wasn't bold, she was ordinary. But before she could turn around and leave, the man looked up, locked eyes with her, and gave a slight nod, the kind that made it impossible to walk away. She sat down nervously, fingers tightening around her bag strap. The little girl immediately leaned forward with a grin. "Hi, do you like drawing?" Her heart softened. She smiled back and said yes. The man studied her silently. Something about her was different from what he expected. She didn't try to impress him. She didn't fill the air with chatter. She looked almost guilty, like she wasn't supposed to be there at all. Here's where the real problem started. She wasn't supposed to be there. Every second she sat in that chair, she felt like she was lying. She wanted to say, "I'm not who you think I am." My sister was supposed to come. But every time she opened her mouth, the little girl would giggle and pull her into a game. Every time she tried to excuse herself, the man would ask another question in his low, steady voice. She kept thinking, "If I stay longer, this will only get worse." The challenge wasn't just the lie. It was the connection that was forming between her and the child, between her and the man. The more she tried to escape it, the deeper it grew. And on his side, the CEO noticed something he hadn't seen in years. His daughter was laughing freely, comfortable with someone she had just met. And the woman across the table wasn't trying to win him over with fake smiles or rehearsed stories. She was nervous, awkward even, but real. He didn't know yet why she seemed so hesitant. But he knew one thing. He wasn't going to let her walk out that door. As the evening went on, the air shifted. The little girl offered her crayons, and the younger sister started doodling, surprised at how natural it felt. The CEO asked about her life. She hesitated but gave honest answers, talking about her studies, her simple routines, her love for small things like reading and sketching. She noticed the way he listened. Not distracted, not checking his phone. He listened like her words mattered. But the guilt kept eating at her. She wasn't the one meant to be there. Her sister should have been in that chair. Every moment she stayed, felt like she was stealing something that didn't belong to her. Later, when the little girl spilled her juice, she rushed to help clean up, laughing as the child made faces. The CEO's eyes softened at the sight. For a moment, the heavy weight he carried seemed to lift, but she couldn't ignore it any longer. She pushed back her chair, stood up, and whispered, "I need to tell you something." The words came tumbling out. "I'm not the one you were supposed to meet. My sister, and she was meant to come. I only filled in for her because she didn't want to." The cafe seemed to grow silent. The little girl looked up, confused. The CEO leaned back slowly, his face unreadable. Her throat tightened. "I'm sorry. I'll go." She reached for her bag, ready to run before she embarrassed herself further. But his hand rested on the table, firm, steady. He said one line that stopped her in her tracks. "I know." Her eyes widened. He had figured it out. He nodded slightly. "From the way you talked, from the way you acted, I knew you weren't the woman they described. But I don't care. You're the one sitting here, and you're not leaving. The little girl tugged on her sleeve, smiling. Stay, please. Tears burned her eyes. For once, someone had seen her. Not the shadow of her sister. Not a stand-in. Not the girl who was always second choice, just her. That night, a blind date gone wrong turned into the start of something real. The younger sister, who thought she was only there by accident, realized that sometimes the best things happen when life goes off script. The CEO, who had built walls around himself, found someone who slipped past them without even trying. His daughter found joy in someone new, someone who didn't force smiles or pretend. It wasn't about who was supposed to show up. It was about who actually did. And when he told her she wasn't leaving, it wasn't just about that night. It was about everything that was about to follow. Watch the next video to see how this story unfolds even further.